Hello there, BoBo, the Bitcoiner is back. Today's subject, diffusion of innovation. Let me explain. With the invention of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Network in 2009, these are the concerns. Will the government make Bitcoin illegal? Because Bitcoin take away the power of the government. Bitcoin is just a fake. It will go away after the fake subsided. There's no use case for Bitcoin at all. Well, today, after 15 years, the concern seems to have been addressed. The US government had made Bitcoin legal on the 10th of January 2024. Asset manager BlackRock, Fidelity, and the rest spent billions of dollars to bring Bitcoin ETF into the market. It's definitely not a fact anymore, and Bitcoin rightfully refused to go away because people are accepting it now. In fact, Bitcoin has proven itself so convincingly that the whole world not only heard of Bitcoin, but found it more useful by the days. Indeed, transaction is so fast and cheap that no traditional method can even come close. Getting rid of third party did indeed get rid of all the problems like human manipulation and corruption, and depriving the third party capacity to censor, sanction, embargo, and disqualifying the government from using the monetary system to weaponize the weak. So, Bitcoin ecosystem is so real and honest that not a single genuine transaction did not go through. Everything is registered in the transparent blockchain ledger for all to see. And we are talking about 15 years history only. Can the bank or central bank, with its hundreds of thousands of years of history, dare to claim not a single transaction did not go through? Why is a check bounced then? Simple analogy, right? Bitcoin ecosystem do not have to trust anyone. It's just don't trust verified is so powerful that its internal verification is foolproof. Its cryptography mathematically makes sure every transaction is verified through its proof of work technology. What's more can I say? Okay, once we understand and recognize what Bitcoin Network can actually do, we will discover what a marvelous innovation Satoshi created. How was he able to parcel all the intricate parts of the monetary transaction together to conceal such a fantastic originality? Of course, he doesn't do it alone. All right. It was experimented by cyberpunks before him. They had tried every ways to perfect a monetary system that cannot be manipulated by unscrupulous politicians. Nobody managed to perfect it so far until Satoshi Nakamoto comes along. He, together with the cyberpunk, are so disgusted and fed up with the traditional monetary system where the rich get richer and the poor become poorer. Where the world is ruled by politicians who abuse the power to take advantage of their influence to corrupt and manipulate for their own selfish gain. Meantime, nobody can do anything about it, as it was human in nature, right? greediness. So it so happened that in the 2008, 2009, when the property market collapsed, that Bitcoin ecosystem came into being. It took almost 1 to 2 decades to perfect this Bitcoin ecosystem, after many failures by the earlier cyberpunks. The 2009 collapse, known as the Great Recession, was mainly due to the mortgage-backed security, where the shadowy bank system allowed the excessive borrowing at a low interest to any unqualified borrowers. Why the bank allowed to lend without checking? Why didn't the government prevent such a risky lending? Why the Federal Reserve or Central Bank did not stop the banks? Why? We know now it's corruption down the skimpy system from authority, the politicians, the bankers, the influencer, and the powerful people. Everyone pockets the dishonest money. In the end, the government have to build up the bank with whose money? The people's money, of course. And you know what happened? Not one single banker go to jail. Up to today, you know why? It's because if the bankers go to jail, the powerful people will also have to go to jail. So it's the politician and the government themselves will also have to go to jail. So how? When Bitcoin was conceived in 2009, its most effective eradication was to get rid of the people's influence, the people's control. That get rid of manipulation, corruption, and most of all, people's dishonesty. By simply implementing a software rule, no need for human to make decision, through its rule-based protocol known as Don't Trust, Verify, inherited from the earlier proven cryptography experiment. So, all those arguments against Bitcoin from the are basically out of the window now. People the world over have seen what Bitcoin can do to improve the monetary system in an honest and transparent way, yet securely. We are now into the 15 years where the early adopters are ending. All right, and we are crossing what we call the chasm. I show you this map, okay, where we are now moving into the early majority stage. Many of the developed and developing countries have not yet see the needs of Bitcoin, but most of the third world countries are recognizing the necessity and the benefit and advantages of Bitcoin now. To them, they do have a good use cases, like countries whose own currency are debasing and depreciating every year. Immigrants sending money back home, quick and cheap, without third party. Countries that are unfairly sanctioned or cut off from their SWIFT US dollar transaction. Just to name you a few. So at this point, if you still think that the government will make Bitcoin illegal, if you still think Bitcoin is just a fake and there's no use cases, if you still think that the public won't catch on to it, then you haven't been paying attention. And that's fine. You can wait until $1 billion. The risk will be gone, and so will the alpha. So will the premium. As the risk go down, or the risk goes up, the risk goes down, the price goes up, right? A saying in Bitcoin, everybody will buy at a price they deserve. In life, there's no such thing as certainties. There are only probabilities, and we bet on those probabilities. Every single day, that's exactly what the market are. And Bitcoin has beaten the odds over and over again. Bitcoin been called dead 100 times. It crashes a dozen times, and yet it keep coming back stronger every single day. And now today, it's crossing the chasm. We also have 3 US president candidates openly discussing Bitcoin now. So for those of you with an open mind and willing to understand that again, everything in life is a probability. Okay. Goldman Sachs said Bitcoin will compete with gold as a store value. Bitcoin is like a digital gold. It doesn't compete with any industry. Uber may compete with taxi, but Bitcoin is not competing with Visa or PayPal. It competes against the other stores of value asset, such as gold, for value itself. The world has changed a lot, and money as a store value has not. We are in the digital revolution, and it has digitized everything, right? Music, movies, books, video, everything that can be digitized, except the last thing that has not been digitized yet is value, as in wealth, and now Bitcoin. It's a monetary evaluation. So listener, tell your friend we have reached the chasm. Every time we see, every time, high time we should do something about it. For those who already have 1 Bitcoin, please hold on for dear life. I'm confident it will reach 6-figure by year end. Many experts have predicted 7 figures even by 2030. If it comes true, your 1 Bitcoin is worth $1 million. And for those who have not time to work on the probabilities, many above the age of 40 cannot still afford the Bitcoin. For those younger, time to do a dollar cost average, accumulate at least 1 Bitcoin over time. Probably your best shot to be a millionaire by age 40s. Why not? Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.